Alright. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Sammy. We're clear. And we're imaging. What are we doing tonight? Well, that's a great question. We are getting Gamma Cygni Nebula, which is that bright star that you see there in the middle there. That is Sadr. S-A-D-R. That is the star that is off of Deneb, which actually, if you go just a little bit further down, you would get the crescent. But this is a hydrogen emission enriched of just that gas. Just crazy amounts of hydrogen. And it's just nuts. Also, you get NGC 6910, which is this right here. This is, I call it the jewel box cluster. So you get a whole bunch of little stars all in one little section, all right there. So it is a pretty neat little object. As you can see, all the dark lanes and everything all throughout here. And as we take more exposures here, longer exposures, you're going to start to see more detail. Now we're also taking it with the QHY. Also, at the same time, we are taking a 7-minute exposure on the right. We're going to change that here. So this is the 420-second exposure on the right. And then we are just taking just a 360-second exposure. Still with the hydrogen alpha filter with a gain of 7.02. There we go. So again, that is just a 6-minute exposure on the camera on the left. And we're going to be getting a second one momentarily here. So we'll be able to see what we get with the second exposure. So not bad. Not bad for one image. Again, we're stretching this image so you can get the detail live. Because again, this is what it looks like stretched, and then if I were to take it off, this is what it looks like unstretched. So we have 20 seconds left, and we're going to get another image coming up here. It's just incredible what you can get with this camera and the filter. Alright, second image is now done. So this is image 1 and image 2. So you notice not much difference, which is great. 75%. Stars look pretty darn good to me. We can go right to the jewel box, which is this one right here. So this is the jewel box. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's about a good 7, 8 stars all in this little area right there. Now if I were to take this and take the curves and just blast out the curves, you can see how all the detail. Not too much. Again, it's very grainy only because I'm stretching an image so much. Once we stretch the image, it'll become a lot better. There you go. It definitely gives you a lot of detail in this. Now, of course, naturally, this one isn't as like prominent as the ones we've done before with when it comes to detail. Like the Elephant Truck Nebula. Other ones been in the past, but once we stack it, it's gonna become a little bit better. And of course, the camera on the right is now done. Just sending out the messages out to everyone to let them know that I'm live. Because of course I haven't been live in about, I don't know, a week. And I always do things like a spur of the moment, so naturally. Which is okay. Alright. So let's take a look here. Let's back up here. Let's look at the other camera here. Whoa, it's super bright. There, that's a little bit better. And welcome, Stacy. As we are getting Gamma Signe. It's the Gamma Signe Nebula. Oh, how cool is that? Of course, naturally, I got the camera upside down on the one. Oh well. Now let's save these here. So we'll delete that one. We don't need that one. That one can go. So we got 1, 2. So we got 3 images so far. So we will save all 3. Batch save. Yes. Okay, so now 3 of them are now saved. And now we will get them ready to go. July 2nd. Wow. It's crazy. July 2nd already. This year's just flown right by. It's crazy how much time has just flown right by. Alright, so we're stacking images right now. Then, of course, you're looking at the small image, naturally. There we go. So now they're going to start stacking one on top of the other. So we have one so far that is stacked. Here comes number 2. And you're going to start seeing more prominent in detail of the hydrogen alpha emissions. So there's number 2. And again, we're taking 6-minute images. So we're up to 12 minutes of exposed. So it's just a matter of just getting as many as we possibly can. So we got another one, so we'll back. There we go. So here comes number 3. I know. It's nuts. It's July 2nd. Perfect. So we now have 3 images. I absolutely love this little section right here. This is really cool. This is going to become very prominent through here. And what this is going to become is like an actual cloud, which is really, really cool. That's just nuts. And here's what I'll do, so we can get the jewel box in there with it too. There it is. There's the jewel box. There we go. So now you got all of it all in one spot. And we'll adjust the image here. There we go. Looking darn good, too. And the detail is just absolutely crazy. So when you're looking at on the bottom left, you're gonna see this star right there. That's Satyr, the star right here. These 2 little things here, this is gonna be the Gamma Signe right here. And then that little jewel box, it's NGC 6910. And then if you were to follow this up, you're gonna get the North American Nebula and the Pelican Nebula, which is right there. If you were to go down, you get NGC 6888, which is the crescent. Now, if I were to follow this line all the way across, this right here, this is Alberio. Alberio sits right in between the summer triangle, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of neat. Now, of course, this is still pretty low. I'm just waiting to get the Cocoon Nebula next. So we're going to be getting this for about maybe an hour or so. And then we're going to flip to the Cocoon. And we're going to see what we can get with that, with the hydrogen alpha filter. Anything that's hydrogen emission, I plan on trying to get as much as I possibly can. Just because it looks, it's so amazing. With such short exposures. Eventually I'd like to get a sulfur 2 and also get an oxygen 3. Next image is now done. So we can add this one to the collection. So now we are now up to 5 images now. Here we go, it's stacking number 5. It's looking pretty good. Alright, let me just work on the image here on the one on the left. Whoa, way too bright. Way too bright. There we go. There we go. I mean, that's a lot of detail right there. That's stretching this out as high as I can possibly go. I don't think I can go any higher than that for stretching it for the camera on the left. Let me know how that is on 1080p. Yeah, it looks pretty damn sick. I mean, just the detail in just this right here alone is incredible. And you're getting a little bit of reflection off the star right here too, which is crazy. So far we've taken 5, so we're up to 30 minutes. So we're going to take about 2 or 3 more of these. And then we'll move right over to the Cocoon Nebula. See if we can get, and I'm hoping, we should be able to get the dark lanes on the Cocoon. I'm definitely thinking. Because if we're picking up the slight dust lanes on this one, we should definitely pick it up. It's just incredible to look at the 2 cameras, the one on the left and the one on the right. I mean, there's just no comparison. But what I do with the camera on the right is a little bit more extensive. The camera on the right, what I do is I extract the red channel which gets rid of all of the light minus the red. So you'll get a little bit more detail. And I've gotten some great images with that camera. So just because you see it there doesn't mean we're not getting anything. Top of the other, you'll get a great image. So let me take the histogram here. Get a little bit lighter here. There you go. I made it a little bit lighter so you could still see some detail. Now, if I were to go to a brighter object, naturally, I'd be able to get something like the Horsehead Nebula, which will be later in the late fall, early winter. You'll be able to see some great detail with that one. That looks darn good. Guiding's been pretty solid too. I really haven't had any complaints here. It was a little bit of a hiccup in one little section, but other than that, it's been pretty good for the most part. Well, not really, Stacy. Not really. If you did Orion's Belt, you're gonna get some, but nothing like what this is. Nothing. This is just full with hydrogen alpha. Orion's Belt just has... It has the Flame Nebula, the Horsehead, and then the Orion Nebula is down a little bit further down. So you're not gonna get a lot, but still, you're going to get some. Alright, we're going to save the next one. So here we go. This is going to be number 6. This will be 36 minutes. Much better. So that's starting to really... I know you probably can't see it too much, but it is starting to lighten up a little bit, so you're going to start seeing some detail. Especially right in this area right here. We're going to take one more, and then we are going to flip to the Cocoon Nebula, which that'll be fun. It's a late start for tonight, but still, that's not bad. And we're doing this with practically almost a full moon. So think about that one. Because right now the moon is sitting at 94.9% illumination. So that means that is just about full. And we're getting this image. That's the beauty about getting hydrogen alpha, is that even with the moon being almost full, you're still going to get some detail. You're still going to get a great image. It would probably be a tiny bit better if it was a moonless night, but still, it's not going to be a washout. Yes, Jeff, I love HA. I absolutely love it. It's just amazing. It's just so incredible. This is being a 6-minute image. It's just... freaking love it. me just go and do stretch the live image again. There we go. Stretch that image out. There we go. Ah, see the image to me again. Still clouds. Ugh. Crazy clouds. Clouds, clouds, and more clouds. And Jeff's getting the Elephant Truck Nebula. That's crazy what Jeff's getting. Also, I'm guessing you're doing the Hubble palette. The sulfur, the oxygen, the hydrogen alpha. He just sent me a message. Alright, next image is done. Oh yeah, it's starting to get much better on the other camera too. And Astro-Imaging's got some clouds too. Stupid clouds. What we're going to do is we're going to move the Deep Sky Stacker over to the other side. So that way you can see the jewel box cluster. I know, everybody's like, where did it go? Where is it? It's right on the left, bottom left now. But it's there. Eventually what I want to do is I would like to get a mosaic of this. Just take 6 minutes and just go all the way down. From North American Nebula all the way down to the Crescent. Love to do that. And I could. Thank you, Jeff. I think we're going to have a little bit of story time. I think it's going to be good. While we're waiting for the next image to come up. It's a little bit of story time. On IC 1318. I see you. No, just kidding. So, IC 1318 is called the Gamma Signe Nebula. The Gamma Signe Nebula consists of various patches of nebulosity surrounding the star Gamma Signe. Who knew? At the center of the Northern Cross in the constellation Cygnus the Swan, known by the proper name of Satyr. I think that's how you pronounce it. Satyr? Satyr? Satyr. I don't know. The bright magnitude. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna. Hold on. I'm gonna ask. There we go. Let's see here. You have 37 different pronunciations of Satyr. Really? How to pronounce Satyr? Let me see here. Maybe somebody can help me in the chat. Just make sure to see how do you say how to pronounce. Well, there's actually a city named Satyr. How about that? Isn't that interesting? Stars. Here we go. Stars Pronunciation Guide. There's an actual site. Oh, that's so cool. It's on Google. You can actually go to these stars and actually have a pronunciation. No way. Okay. So here it is. I found it. So it's S-A-D-E in capital letters. So that's how you would it's pronunciate that on the higher end. So Sade, and then there's a hyphen, and then D-E-R, smaller. So Sade-der. Sade-der. So I was right. Well, look about that. See, Astro-Imager's right. And Jeff's right. There you go. Sade-der. And now we learned our pronunciation class for today. What about that? So, known by the proper name Sade-der, the bright magnitude of 2.2 star, which is called Y Cygni, also lies at the center of IC 1318. This nebula features a complex of stars, dust, dark dust clouds, and glowing nebula along the plane of our Milky Way galaxy. It spans over 3 degrees, 6 full moons. It includes the open star cluster of NGC 6910, which that's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. Gamma Cygni is not actually part of this nebula. It is a foreground star located between us and the nebula. Well, so there you go. So the star sits between the nebula and us. So it's like a foreground. That's pretty cool. How about that? Some distance estimates for the Y Cygni place at around about 750 light years away, while estimates for IC13 and NG6910 range from 2 to 5,000 light years away. In any case, the Gamma Cygni Nebula is located deep in the Orion arm of the galaxy. How cool is that? Say dirt faster. Say dirt, say dirt, say dirt, say dirt. That's funny. Alright, so we'll take this last image on the right. Say dirt. Joe Dirt? See, everybody's got it right. Alright, we're saving the next image here, so this way it's going to stack the next one. That looks so cool. That is epic. I'm very happy with that. Alright, so this one's at 98%. Let's go to the middle here and see what we got here. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Alright, let's see. Let's see what the stars do on the camera on the right. See if they move or not. They look like they're drifting just a slight bit, but I mean, it's so minute. Oh, whoa! Was that a satellite that just went right through? Let's take a look. Let's check it out. Was that a satellite that just went through our picture? Nothing. So it's an unregistered satellite. How cool is that? Well, actually, no. I got it. It's a Molniya? It's a Molniya, apparently. My 269C broke. They lent me a 183C Pro TEC hull. Yeah, I can imagine. With everybody's stock and everything, it's just completely gone. I can only imagine how bad that is. Alright, so now we got the last one. And now, we're going to move the camera. We're going to move the telescope, everyone. Get excited, everyone, because we're going to move to another object. How cool is this? So this one's going to be this is going to be image number 9. So exciting. Is everyone excited? 'Cause I know I am. Alright. So we're going to stop the camera on the right. Okay, and then we're going to stop the camera. Okay. We're going to stop the guider. Alright. And now we're going to move to the next object. Oh boy, here we go. And we're going to go to IC 5146. So get ready. Here we go. 9 is an odd number of images. Yeah, 9 is, but you want to know what? For what we do here at Elliott Astro-Imaging is we do odd numbers. Because why? Because we're oddballs. Ah. So here we go. We're going to move the mount. So you're going to see the crosshairs move. Or the bullseye, I mean, the bullseye circles. Now, this is, honestly, if we get what I think we're going to get for detail, this is going to be one of my favorite ones. This is another great object. When we got this one briefly at the end of one session, so we only got it maybe like 4 or 5 images, so we didn't get much. This one I'd like to really image and see what we get, because this is one of my favorite ones. First off, I want to see where we are to make sure that we cleared the roof. I don't know if we did. We should have. I don't see any bright stars. Let's take a long exposure here. Well, not long, but let's see. Let's try 30 seconds. Let's see what we get. I do that all night. Keep moving. Exactly. We keep moving. You know why? Because it's fun. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, everybody wants to see different objects, but at the same time, they also want to see a finished product too. That's the thing. You can't take 1 or 2 images and expect perfect detail. You know, 6 minutes is, I think, the sweet spot. You know, it's not too long, but it's also not too short where you're not going to get enough detail. I mean, if I could, in all reality, I could take 60-second exposures and you'll get detail and take like 100 of them. I could, but you're not going to get much detail, if anything, when it comes to stacking. Alright, let's see. Did we clear the roof? Yes, we did. Okay, good. Okay. Oh, perfect. We're actually not bad. Okay, good. Alright, good. Alright, we're right where we want to be. Okay. I would say move this over to the left. Okay. But there's no real bright stars, so... Let's see here. Alright, we're gonna move the mount just a slight bit here. That little circle that you saw on the right-hand side, that is the cocoon. So we're not that far off. It's just a matter of getting this centered. I just want to see where we are. So we'll be in great shape. And that's the thing, we have no super bright stars, so I gotta really pay attention to where we go with this. Okay, here we go. Alright. I need to see this here. Alright, so that's a star right there. Okay, we're going west. Now it's focus time. We don't even need plate solving for this. We should be in great shape where we are. What's west gonna do? Oh, nope. Okay. Alright, so then south will move it left. Yeah, my skies suck. My skies are horrendous. If you were to do the Bortle scale, I know I've talked about it in previous streams with what the Bortle scale is. What that is, the Bortle scale is it's the light pollution scale. So white is horrible. You do not want to be on the white scale because that's the worst. Black is the best. The ones in between are yellow, orange, red, blue, green, gray. I mean, those are all ones that are in the middle. Can't see where we are here. I don't know if we're going in the right direction or not. I think we are. I can't tell. Let me just take a quick exposure because I went south. Yeah, this camera picks up amazing detail. Absolutely amazing. This is the Meade DSI 4. DSI stands for Deep Sky Imager. It's a monochrome camera, so this is a more sensitive than a colored camera. Now, not to say that the colored camera can't pick up hydrogen alpha. It can, even through sucky skies. Like I said, I'm in the red zone. So I'm in atrocious skies. Okay, yeah, we're going in the wrong direction. Okay, so we gotta go north. Okay, got it. Alright, then we just take this and we just move this all the way over. Alright, we'll just move this over. Okay. What we'll do is we will use... We want it to be right here. Okay, so we're going to take some images on the camera on the right. And we'll get this right into view. Perfect. Now let's take a quick shot, see how much it moved. You always had Mead gear. Started, moved up to Altair, Astro Kit. Now because I'm near the... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Alright, so this 30-second exposure is going to be done. See where we are. Okay, let's see. Check the curves. Oh yeah, we're going in the right direction. Perfect. Just gotta keep going just a slight bit more. What we're doing is we're moving it at 4 times sidereal, so it's taking a little bit to move it over just slightly. Okay. Alright, so now we're just moving this over. Now we should be in good shape. Yeah, I know. Okay, so now we should be pretty good. So now my question is, I want to get it is centered for both of them. So let's see here. Let's see. Okay. That should be pretty good. I'd probably want to bring it down just a hair. Right about there. That should do it. Alright, we're centered. We are good to go, everyone. And this way we'll get the dust lane and everything. So we are good to go. And we should be pretty good on the camera on the right. Let it settle down here. Settling down. Perfect. We are almost exactly where we want to be. That is awesome. Alright. Let's get the guider back up and running. Alright, pick the star and guide. We will keep this still the 6-minute image, of course. And we may increase it as we go along, but we'll do 6 to start out with. And we'll do 7.02 like we did. Why 7.02? Well, because it's just random. I can't get it. Well, I mean, here. There, we'll do 7. 7 on the dot. There we go. There we go. And now we'll take this one here. I think the one that you have, Stacy, the one that I did for you was the Pac-Man Nebula, I think, and we're gonna be getting that later this month. We'll be getting it. We'll be getting it. I see 5146, and we'll be processing these. Don't you worry, everyone. Don't you worry. We'll probably do a 10-minute image. See what we get. All right, there we go. So there we go. We'll close these ones out because we don't need these ones anymore. These were our guide ones. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. And we don't need that one. Goodbye. Okay. So of course, naturally, we get to stare at the Gamma Signe Nebula one more time, of course, naturally. Oh, it's the horse head. Oh, man, that was a good one. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that one was by far my favorite one. The horse head and the flame nebula. That one was, I took 30-minute exposures. I took like 4 of them. Those were my favorite. And we'll be getting that again. That's one of the brighter ones, naturally. So that's done, that's done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to switch this, because this is going to say 10-minute exposure, which is 600 seconds if you're scoring it at home. Okay, and then we're still going to keep the 6 minutes, and then instead of it saying 7.02, we'll just do 7.00, because I'm sure a lot of people were OCD and looked at that and said, what the heck is that? Okay, and we're going to change the name on this. C-A-C... Is it C-C? C-A-C-C-O-O-N? Oh boy, I spelled it wrong. Wow. It's C-O-C-O-O-N. Cocoon. Boy, I can't spell to save my life. 5146. Move that over on that one there, so that's perfect. Okay. Okay, so and then what we'll do for Deep Sky Stacker, we'll stop it. We'll empty it. Take that off. Until we get the next batch of images, we'll take that. And then we'll go back. There we go. There we go. So now you got the time running, which is good. Yeah, me too, Sammy. I couldn't believe when I got the horse head for the very first time. But this one, too. The Cocoon when I got it for the very first time. Yeah, last year's was amazing. This year's going to just blow it away. This year's just, with this monochrome camera, all these objects, I'm revisiting, going back. And if you get the right conditions outside, just perfect, it'll be excellent. And if I can figure out the camera with the gain and all that stuff and getting it just right, and these will be phenomenal images. It's just a matter of just making sure, because again, this is the first time I'm ever using a monochrome camera, so there's probably techniques out there that I haven't even learned yet. So we're slowly but surely working our way through. Alright, here we go. About 50 seconds, everyone. 50 seconds. We'll see what we get. I'm ecstatic to see what we're going to get with this one. I really can't wait to see what we get. Alright, image is done. What makes this so incredible is that when you look at this image, just it standing still is incredible. That you can actually see the detail of it right here. That's just incredible. It's like a little faint. And then when I move the curves, everything just comes to life. It's just unreal. And I just take this and just move this across. That's incredible. And what's cool, I think what's even cooler is that you got another satellite that just went right through it naturally. And see if there was a satellite of we're gonna see if there was what satellite that went through. Oh, there it is. Passed by at 11:55. The name of that satellite is Resurs P2. RESURS P2. It's an 8th magnitude satellite. Interesting. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. 25% here. Over here. There we go. That is really cool. I mean, that's pretty good detail. And you can just barely see right there, that dust lane right here, how it's going down. So you can see like there's no stars in this vicinity right here. Like there's nothing, absolutely nothing here. And it actually goes down for a while, which is crazy. That's nuts. Now we're doing a 10-minute image on the right. So what we might do is on the camera on the left, is if the stars look good on a 10-minute image, we may bump the other one up a few minutes. We'll see what it looks like though. This time it says H-A-H-A. Ha ha! That's funny. Yeah, on the stream it actually looks a lot better than when I'm seeing it on my screen. It actually looks really good on the stream. I'm actually quite impressed. Here we go. Here comes the next image for the one on the right. Oh god, that's bright. Who needs a flashlight? Ha! It's barely on the bottom right of the camera. That's funny. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the oh yeah, oh, you can see the dust lane. Look at that on the camera on the right. This is the dust lane right here. You can see it. And then the cocoon sits right here on the bottom right. And it's okay with this camera because it has a field flattener, so you'll be able to see it. That is so cool. So 10-minute image. Alright, next one is done. What we're going to do is we're going to increase the exposure to 9 minutes. Because why not? We're gonna save these. We're gonna save them as IC5146. Keep the gain at 7. So we're going to increase it to 540 seconds, 600 seconds on the right. And now that we have that, we'll actually be able to, we have a folder for 7.3 now. And there shouldn't be much change on the Deep Sky Stacker. We'll pull that up, we'll pull that up. So the camera on the camera on the left, you're gonna have your Deep Sky Stacker. So this way, it's gonna stack them. Oh, that is gorgeous! Wow. Whew, that is beautiful. What we'll do is we'll move Deep Sky Stacker live on the bottom left there. Look at that. That's beautiful. And you can even see the dark lanes now too. Right here, there's a dark lane going right across. And as I take more and more of these, especially with that now doing 9-minute images, you're going to start seeing more prominent. How cool is that? We'll adjust this one here. There we go. Yeah, so this is one that you're going to have to take a lot of exposures with. I mean, you know, I'm gonna move my headset here. For the ones that you get bright ones like the Orion Nebula, the Horsehead Nebula, North American Nebula, Pac-Man Nebula, the ones that are super bright, you could take short exposures and still get the ooh or the wow effect, or the ah effect. With something like this one, you gotta really take exposures. You gotta really bust out the exposure time to really get detail, especially with the dark dust lane that follows the object. And if you get that and stack it just right, you'll be able to get that wow effect, and that's the ultimate goal with this object. That's what I'm hoping for. So with this one, it might take some time, but this will be the last object of the night anyway, so because I want to try to at least get an hour of this one, and that will take us till about 1 a.m. So we'll be in good shape with that. That means we'll get 2 objects, which is amazing. The next object that we're going to go to, which will be on the next session or the next stream, we're going to revisit the cave. But this time we'll have the Hydrogen Alpha Nebula, or the Hydrogen Alpha filter, and we'll be able to get more detail. We won't get that bright part, we'll get the whole thing. And then later this month, we're going to go after the Pac-Man Nebula, which will be nice. And we'll be able to see that one in Hydrogen Alpha. What I plan on doing over the next coming weeks is I'm going to raise the mount even higher. I'd like to raise it up about a foot, so that way I can actually raise it above the roof. So this way we can get the Eagle, the Trifid, the Lagoon, the Omega. I want to get all of those before they set. The only problem with that is I can't get them because the mount is too low. If you're an astronomer, you know that they don't go high in the horizon in the south. I can only go to about 19 to 20 degrees right now. Well, no, I can go to about 25. Anything 25 or above, I can get. So, Lagoon, at its absolute peak, sits at 23 degrees. If I really tried, I might be able to get the Eagle. I might. But that's going to be a stretch because they sit so low in the horizon, even at its peak. Like right now, its peak would be... Let's see. At 12:48 a.m. would be at its absolute peak. Yeah, they're not... Well, Astro-Imager, the thing is, it's not that it's low in the horizon where I can't get it. It's just that the way that my mount sits in a shed, the wall of the shed goes up to a certain point. It sits 5 feet. So the goal I have to do is I have to raise the mount as high as it goes. So then when I close the mount, I have to tilt that mount all the way, so that way I can be able to close it. So I could get it. It's just that it would be tough. Hopefully I'll get it soon, before it starts to set for the year. Because that's the last thing I want to do is miss it and not be able to get any of those Hydrogen Alpha ones, because Lagoon would be great, Eagle would be phenomenal. And I don't know if anybody's ever seen the Omega or the Swan. But that would be super cool. The Omega one is really awesome. Let me see where the Swan is compared to, because I might be able to get that. M17. Nah. Well, Swan is at Omega. Duh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, see, that would be kind of tough to get. Really? Oh, I'd love to see it. That'd be really cool to see. Alright, we're at 96%. The camera on the right. Let me zoom in here. Stars actually look fairly good. I'm impressed. Well, let's see what they look like here. Okay, here we go. See what they look like. Uploading. Ready? What are the stars gonna do? Oh, that looks beautiful. Look at those stars. Oh my god, that's a 10-minute image, and those stars look pinpoint. Oh boy. What we could probably do is we could probably go longer. Wow. And that's the cocoon right there. That's incredible. Yeah, the detail is going to be insane on this one, especially when I'm going to be extracting the red channel out of this. That's going to be incredible. Oh, next one is done for this one, so now we can... This is a 9-minute image. This one's going to be insane. Let's see what it looks like with stacking. What is it going to do to the stacked image? Okay, I'll have to take a look on your Instagram, definitely. All right, here we go. Oh, I made that image darker. That's awesome. I'm just playing around with the histogram here. There we go. Let's see what a single image looks like. That's pretty good. I like that. That's nice. Yeah, sorry. Sorry. There goes your night vision. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you can never trust me. Never ever trust me when it comes to astronomy. Do you want me to turn on to red? Maybe that might help. Yeah, you can even see that dust lane better now. That's really cool. And that's just 21 minutes of exposure. Well, that's really cool. You can see how bright that Cocoon Nebula is. It's so amazing. Oh, and good day, James. I didn't see you come in. And Astro-Imaging, I'm going on your Instagram right now. By the way, very creative by putting the 1 there. That's really creative. The 1 for the eye, that is really cool. Oh, that is a really sharp picture of M16. That's really sharp. Definitely liking the image because that's really cool. Nice veil, that's awesome. On the next stream that's going to be cloudy, I want to post some of your pictures on my stream. So I'm going to do that. I want to save them, and then with your permission, I want to make sure that we get you the recognition you deserve. Astrophotography wires. Huh? You ain't got a lot of wires, so I know all about them. Fantastic veil images. M101, that's a fantastic image. Sorry I'm blowing up your phone by liking all these images, but they are really, really cool. Orion. Bode's Nebula, that's awesome. You even did the Rosette, that's sick. Then there's the Horsehead and the Flame. Sorry if everyone's not seeing it, but by all means, everyone, please go to his Instagram. If you have Instagram, again, it's ASTRO and then the number 1 MAGER. That's crazy. Only an hour each. That's nuts. The detail that you got on the Rosette is just insane. Almost like you're like looking into like a flower. That's crazy. And these are all images you took within the last year. That's great. Great job. Excellent job. Guiding is looking very good for you. Yes, it is. Guiding is actually doing really well. It could be a little bit better, only at 1 arc second. Usually we're at about 0.5. Let me go down to 1 second and see what we got here. For some odd reason, the focus on the guide cam sucks. And it has sucked for the longest time, and I can never get focus on the damn thing. So what I might just do is I might get a new Meade 8x50, so that way I can get better focus, so that way I have a racket pinion focus. Because it's one of those ones you have to turn the outside, which sucks. So when it's really humid, it's freaking terrible, but yeah, whatever, it's good enough. We're still getting 0.18 on for pixels. So that's not too bad. Alright, guiding looks like it's settling down, so going down to 1 second definitely helped. Now we're down to 0.84, so that's much, much, much better. Alright, so the next image is done, so we're going to batch save that. So we're going to see what it does to the image here on the camera well, Deep Sky Stacker Live on the bottom left. Oh, so much better. Love it. That is so cool. The image on the right just keeps getting darker and darker, too. Shooting more fireworks off again. Why am I not surprised? Good night, Sammy. It is amazing, and I appreciate that you come on every stream. We're probably going to only be on for about another half an hour, and we will be done at 1 a.m. We're getting as much as we can with this, that way when we stack this to get the final image, it's going to be absolutely epic. What I could do is, while we're waiting, let me see. Let me take a look. Take a look and see what we got here with the camera on the right. Alright, there we go. Okay, because of course naturally what you're doing here is on the camera on the right, on the bottom right, of course, naturally, you're gonna see my nebulosity. Okay? So what I could do is I can bring in detail here, and I can zoom it down here. So you're noticing that there's like really not much detail. It's there. You could see it. It's there. And you can see the dark lane or the dust lane that's going right down here all the way down. And then you got this little circle right here. This little circle that you see there, that's the cocoon. Now, if I were to take this, again, like I've done before, is I take this and extract the red. And only the red. Okay? Now you're going to start seeing more detail here. Okay, now you're going to start seeing it a little bit more. Okay, so if I were to scroll this down, alright, right here, you could see the cocoon right there. And again, this is just one image. Okay, that's a 10-minute exposure. And again, you got that dust lane that's sitting right up top there. If I could just scroll it up, you can actually follow that dust lane on the left-hand side going all the way up and then over to the left. If I could scroll this over to the left here. So there it is. It's prominent. You could see it. It's right here if you follow the mouse. And it's just going down. And again, these are 10-minute exposures. So with this shot on the camera on the right, you're literally getting the entire object from front to back, which is incredible. And again, that's one shot. And then you're just extracting the red, and then if you stack these one on top of the other, it's going to start getting more and more in detail, which is what I want, if that makes any sense. Figured I'd show everybody that. It really is cool. I mean, it's just in how I do it with the colored camera. So, like I say to a lot of people, just because you have a colored camera doesn't mean you can't get hydrogen alpha. Now, is it gonna be flat out the best thing in the world? No. But you can do it. And that's the thing. Like, if I were to go back, hang on, let me pull it back up. Hang on. Let me go to 1318. Here, I'll pull that up, and I'll show you. Okay? Pulling up 1318. Alright? Yeah, Astro-Imager, I tried with Nina. I need time. The problem is that I want to do this when it's not clear. Meaning, I want to get used to the object. I want to get used to doing it. I don't want to waste a clear night with the program. Tomorrow night, I plan on... It's not going to be too clear tomorrow. So, I'm going to plan on using it tomorrow. And just go from there. And we'll see what we get. I can't make any guarantees. But we're going to try. Alright, so this is IC 1318. And again, when you're looking at this, again, you're not getting much detail. You're getting some detail. Like, this is stretched out as much as it can possibly go. So, if I were to take this and then just go with one-shot line colors and extract the red, I could zoom in here. Whoops, too much. Now, you can actually see some of the detail now. As you can see the dust lanes throughout here. You can see it goes all the way around here. There's some over here. There's some in this area. There's a big dark lane right through here. So again, you could do it with a colored camera. You could do it. It's there. It just takes extra effort, that's all. I mean, these were 6-minute images. Now I could do 10 or 12 or 15 if I really need to. And I do have a hydrogen alpha filter on the camera on the right. It's a Lumicon one. It's a visual Lumicon hydrogen alpha. So it's not really the greatest for hydrogen alpha filter. It's one that you can put in and you can actually look and get more fine details if you're looking at like the Eagle or Lagoon, the brighter ones, Orion, and it will give you some detail, but not a lot. And then there's ones that are photographic, and that's the ones you want. Then like the one on the left. It's a photographic one. And it's a 7 nanometer. So the camera on the left is now done. Do another save. So now this is, I think, the third 9-minute image that we now have saved. And we took a couple 6 also. So we're at about 40 minutes right now. Yeah, it's looking so good. I mean, my God. Just incredible. Alright, so now what we'll do is then we'll get rid of this here. Because now the next image is coming up here on the camera on the right. We're going to go to 2 times. So this is magnifying it 2 times. This is crazy. Magnifying it 2 times at the cocoon. So you see the 2 bright stars in the cocoon there. And those 2 bright stars is COU 2320 and TYC 3608 1659-1. Whew, that's fantastic. Again, that's magnifying it at 2 times. 2 friggin' times. That's amazing. And if I go back down to 0.25, you're really starting to get the detail of that dark lane. That's awesome. Welcome, Kim. Kim, we are getting the Cocoon Nebula right now. We've got about a half an hour left, about 20 minutes left, and we are going to call it a night. But we are getting IC 5146 right now, and we are getting this in hydrogen alpha on both cameras, shooting this at 9 minutes on the left and 10 minutes on the right. And it's looking pretty darn good. I got to admit, it's looking better than I thought. I didn't think we were going to get much, only because the actual dust lane is not hydrogen alpha, but it's turning out better than I thought. In the stacked image that we got there, we got about 27 minutes and 9-minute exposures, and 12 minute and 6-minute exposures. So we got about 46 minutes, well, 27, 16, 27 and 12, so about 39 minutes exposure time total. So just a shade under 40. And we got another 9-minute exposure coming up shortly. Before this, we did get IC 1318, which was in Sadur. Sadur is a star that sits next to Deneb, where the North American Pelican Nebula sit, and it's actually pretty darn close to the crescent. It's the Gamma Signe Nebula is what it is. So, a little bit of story time on the Cocoon. You're going to get a 2-for-1 special, of course, naturally. So you're going to get 2, which is really nice. So a little bit about IC 5146. The Cocoon Nebula, cataloged as IC 5146, is a strikingly beautiful emission nebula and star cluster located about 4,000 light years away in the constellation, who knew, Cygnus. It is located near the star Pi Cygni. Pie. Who wants an apple pie? I think I'd like to get like a pumpkin pie or apple pie. The open cluster of NGC 7209 is in Lacerda, and the bright open cluster of M39. IC 5146 shines at a magnitude of 7.2 and has an apparent magnitude or apparent diameter of 12 arc minutes, which is equivalent to a span of 15 light years. Like other stellar nurseries, the Cocoon Nebula holds a bright red emission nebula, blue reflection nebula, and dark absorption nebula. Inside the Cocoon Nebula is a newly developing cluster of stars. The massive central star, which formed about 100,000 years ago, now provides the energy source for much of the emitted and reflected light from this nebula. When viewing IC 5146, dark nebula Bernard 168 is an inseparable part of the experience. It forms a dark lane that surrounds the cluster and projects westward, forming the appearance of a trail behind the cocoon. Crazy. So that's what you're witnessing there, is that that dark lane. That's called Barnard 168. We learn something new every day. I mean, how cool is that? I was just adjusting the view because we're getting another image right now that's coming through. So another 9-minute image is now set. So here we go. Here comes the next one for stacking. Alright, so now we got up to 36 minutes of 9-minute exposures. So now we're up to 48 minutes. So we'll take 2 more, and we will call it a night. 2 more images on the left. It does, doesn't it? It's really cool. I mean, when you stacked it and you get it just right, it actually kind of looks like a fish. Which is crazy to think about. Like this would be the tail. So if you're looking at the stacked image, like this would be the tail, and then it would come around and like this is the actual body of the fish. I know it's kind of hard because it's not totally stacked, but you get the picture. Try to take this down. Let me see what it does. It doesn't do much. If I take this and move this one over, makes it a little bit better. Still pretty cool. And let me adjust the image here. I'm doing good, Kim. I'm doing good. The weather wasn't all that great the last 4 or 5 days, so, and work was insane. So I was working. Now we're back to regular hours now. So doing the 9 to 8, and then trying to get out here and doing process parties and stuff was almost non-existent. And in the last 2 nights, it said it was clear, and it wasn't. By the time it actually did officially clear up, we were talking like 12:31 a.m. And especially on a night when I have to work, I can't. I am off tomorrow. I am off on Saturday, and I am off on Sunday. So I'm off 3 days for the weekend. So that's something to look forward to. Hopefully it'll be clear. Now, good news is this. So for everyone in all of the United States, so anybody who's watching, whether it's live, delay, whatever it is, Saturday night, okay? So not tomorrow night, but in 2 nights, okay? The moon will be a penumbral eclipse, okay? And I will have my camera set up and ready to go for that at midnight, okay? I don't know if anybody has their astronomy apps or whatnot. Get your astronomy apps out now, okay? So we're talking 48 hours from now. Okay, so 48 hours, you're going to see what's called the penumbral eclipse. Now, it's not a total eclipse, so everyone, I know, it's going to be sad, but it's not going to be a full one. What that means is you're going to see a half a shadow on the moon, which means its magnitude is actually going to drop a bit. So you're going to notice it. It's going to start Eastern time, where I'm at anyways. It's going to start at about 11:09, 11:10 p.m. Okay? And then it's going to go all the way until about like 3. Let me see. No, it's going to go out to about 2:03. So, yeah. So for about 3 hours. Or 2 hours. 2 hours. So you'll be able to get it. So it'll be nice. Now, from where you are, Kim, I can actually tell you what the moon's going to look like from where you are. So I'm pulling that up right now. Let's see. Yeah, you're going to get about the same view as I will. So at about 11:05 to 2:05. So yeah, 3 hours. 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2. Yeah, so 3 hours. I messaged Joanne. No, I did not forget. Or she didn't forget. I messaged her. She gave me a thumbs up, whatever that meant. I let her know. So I also got a new lens for that Canon camera too. So I have it's a 28mm lens. So we should be in good shape of getting that for the moon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it to my 90mm Apex. So there's a little bit that I still need to work on with that. This weekend I'm going to get that all set up and ready to go and get that outside. So it's going to be my 90mm Apex. That's going to be for planetary. It's a Cassegrain. It's actually a fairly good telescope. It's a cheap telescope that a lot of people would definitely like if they're looking to do planetary, especially if they're just looking to start out. Little bit of details about that. Again, it's a Cassegrain. You can pick it up for like $150 to $200. It's really, really cheap. And it's phenomenal. Okay? You're looking at a focal ratio of 13.9. And again, you're probably looking at that saying, well, what does that exactly mean? 13.9? I don't get it. 13.9? What it is it's 90 millimeters. Okay? And then it has a focal length of 1250. What that means is 25.4 millimeters is an inch. Okay? So if you were to take 1250 and divide that by 25.4, you get 49.2 inches. Now, that's 4 feet. Naturally, you're not going to have a telescope that's 4 feet in length. You're looking at it and going, wait a minute. How is a Cassegrain 4 feet in length? Well, what it does, and Kim, you could probably attest to it, you've probably seen it many times in Astro-Imager, you know, is it condenses it. So you have a primary mirror and a secondary mirror, and it actually goes and it bounces. So it bounces in. Look at that. Speak of the devil. Who knew? See? Kim says something and Joanne comes out of nowhere. What it does is the light comes in through the glass, hits the primary mirror, bounces in, and then hits the secondary mirror. It's a little circle in the middle. And then goes back in again. So what it's doing is it's taking that distance and timesing it by 3. If that makes any sense. So with this Apex that I have, the 90mm Cassegrain, I'll be able to get really good images of Jupiter, Saturn, the Moon, Mars, Venus, all of them. So like I said, I promised I will get to planetary. It will happen. It's just been very busy, but I will get to it. And with the eclipse coming up on Saturday night going into Sunday, I plan on getting that. And I think, tentatively, looking at the weather, tomorrow night is clear, so I will be back out here tomorrow night. And Saturday night looks to be clear. Right in time for the eclipse, so this will be perfect. So, it's going to be epic. We'll be able to see the shadow on the moon, which is nice. Oh, so you've had a lot of Meade SCTs. That's great. And then, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. SCT is a Schmidt-Cassegrain telescope. That's what it's called. That's what the acronym is. Exactly. Yes, Kim, and I've seen that. It's a monster 8-inch. This is only a 3-inch. I mean, that's all I really need it for right now. I don't have the equipment for planetary yet. That's why I'm solely just going to get a Next Image 5 and then just call it a day. I don't have great, amazing planetary imaging equipment, so for planetary. I will eventually, though. I will eventually. We'll get there. Oh, you do? I'll have to take a look at it. So, yeah, your model's the LX series, which is an awesome telescope. And I think I've shown pictures of your telescope on my channel a few times. And I bet a lot of people are probably just itching to get out there. I definitely want to get it set up because, as I said, what I'm going to plan on doing is get the 28mm for the Canon camera. Get that ready to go. So then that way I can take close-ups of the moon. Because it's a zoom lens. I got 3 lenses here. I have the monster one that's a 75mm. I have a 51mm, and I have a 28 one. So I can do 3 different settings if I have to. Astro-Imaging, you pretty much have the complete set there. The 50, the 90, the LX10, the LX200, and you got it all. Let's take a look. I haven't really been looking at the images. Maybe I should be doing that. Alright, let's save the next one. Temperature's starting to drop a little bit outside. It's still really hot out there. Whew, it's hot. So now we're up to 45 minutes with just 9-minute exposures. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's terrible. You sold all your meat gear? That's not good. Yeah, and Kim, I've actually shown you pictures, which is amazing, of what you've got with the moon, with your just a phone. I mean, it's just crazy what you can get. It's amazing. So we'll get one more image on the camera on the left, and we will call it on night. Oh yeah, because you had to sell the stuff to get one thing. That's the downside. That's the poopy part, you know? Oh, Saturn. I love Saturn. I love Saturn. And don't worry, Joanne, we're going to be getting Saturn. We're going to be getting a whole bunch of planets. July is actually, I'm sure you've heard about it, but July is one of the very odd months that you're going to see all the planets up at almost the same time. Think about that. In one night, you'll be able to see all of them. None of them are on the opposite side, which I think is crazy. So hypothetically, let's do it this way. Okay, let's do it this way. Let me go to settings. Okay, use current location. Okay, so we'll go to tomorrow night. Okay. So tomorrow night, we have Jupiter. Well, first you have the moon. Then Jupiter comes up after the moon. Then Saturn comes up right after that. Then Neptune comes up at about, like, midnight. Mars comes up at about 12:30. Uranus comes up at about 1:30 or so. Then you got the Sun, naturally. Then Venus and Mercury right after that. And Pluto is in between there somewhere. So you have all the planets coming out at all the same time. It's absolutely crazy. So we're have lots of fun with that. So we took our last image of the camera on the left. We'll save our last image here, because it's 1 a.m. We are going to close up shop. We had fun. We were on for about 2 hours or so, which is nice. Fantastic. Good times. But we'll be back tomorrow, so that's good. We will be back tomorrow night. We will go after the Cave Nebula tomorrow night. And we're going to do that in Hydrogen Alpha. We'll be on probably around 10:15. So that way we can get that. I'd like to get 2 objects again and do an hour of each. So this way we get as much as we possibly can. Cave is one. I'm trying to think of the second object of what we can do. We did North America, we did Gamma Cygni, we did Crescent. We did the Elephant Trunk, which was phenomenal. Oh, here we go. We'll do the Cave in the Bubble. Cave in the Bubble tomorrow night. And we will get them, let's see, what time? About 10:15, 10:30. Oh, and you're going to post a video of Saturn on your Instagram. Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait. I got to see it. That'll be awesome. So we'll do Cave and Bubble tomorrow night. Around 10:15-ish, we will start. And we will go from there. So with that being said, thank you to Stacy, Astro-Imager, Joanne, Kim. Who else was on? Who else did I miss? Sammy, you were on. That's right. I forgot about Sammy. I always forget about Sammy. Jeff Lucas. I'm sure Jeff is probably lurking in the background, of course. I'm sure he was on. So, That being said, you guys are phenomenal. You guys always make it so much fun. So I'm going to let this song play out while you watch in the background. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. So you guys have a wonderful, fantastic Friday. Thursday night going into Friday, of course. Have a good night, guys. Bye. Sorry, I cranked the music there. Sorry about that. Hopefully nobody had their volume up all the way. My bad. Now we will say goodnight. Sorry about that. Bye, guys.